Welcome back to the Talking Sports podcast, and this is our weekly UnderDog Fantasy Pick'em. Either watching on Twitter, Instagram, or hopefully you guys are watching on YouTube. Week 5 UnderDog Fantasy Pick'em, and we'll give you guys a winner. But before we do that, JR, where can everyone follow us on social media?
Yeah, we are on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Talking Sports PD. We starting to post NBA content as well. NBA season's around the corner. We're just post weekly NFL content. So follow us on all social medias, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Talking Sports PD. And don't forget to subscribe if you're watching this and a first-time listener. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, road to 5K. And if you do like NFL content, don't miss our picks every Thursday afternoon, our weekly picks, Friday college football picks, and some NBA content as we get closer to the start of the season. And as always, use code. This is obviously brought to you by UnderDog Fantasy. Use code TSP at checkout for a 100% deposit match up to $100. JR, actually, before we get started, as always, we'll give you our 3 picks. And you guys can always use our picks. You can mix and match our picks. You like one from Jerry, like 2 from me, vice versa. Do whatever you want with it. But, Jerry, let's get rolling, man. What do you got for this week 5?
Yeah, so for week 5, I'm starting out with Alvin Kamara over 24.5 receiving yards. First game back, he got 14 targets, 13 receptions. Only got 33 yards off those 13 receptions. But they're really feeding off him in the receiving game. So I see him going over 24.5 receiving yards against New England, who didn't have a stellar game last game. And then Devon Achane over 50.5 rushing yards. I mean, they're playing the Giants. His last 2 games, 8 carries, 101 yards, and that was a loss they got blown out against the Bills. And then before that, they blew out the Denver Broncos. He had 18 carries for 203 yards. So he's back. He was off an injury from earlier in the year. He seems to be racking up yards. So I see him easily hitting 50.5 rushing yards, especially against the Giants, who've been struggling defensively as of late and offensively, but that's a whole different story. And then lastly, I'm riding the Adam Thielen train again. Had him last week. It hit last week. So I'm going Adam Thielen over 49.5 receiving yards. He had 76 last week. He had 145 the week before, 54 before that, and he gets like over 8-9 targets a game. So I see him hitting that as well. So I'm feeling very confident in those 3 picks. So yeah, I'm liking those this week.
I like it. And as always, this is sponsored by UnderDog Fantasy. Use code TSB at checkout and make sure you follow us on all social medias. And if you're watching on YouTube or listening on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Road to 5K continues. Okay, the kicking did not work last week. So we are somewhat doing a little kicking. So for my UnderDog Fantasy Week 5 pick'em, I'm going to start with the New York Giants. Graham Gano higher than 5.5 kicking points. We know the Giants have struggled offensively. They only had 3 points last week. So I'm looking at maybe a little bit more against a Miami defense that is not great, but I think their red zone struggles continue. Graham Gano gets 6 points, 2 field goals, maybe an extra point here or there if the Giants offense finds themselves into the end zone. I like Graham Gano over 5.5 kicking points. The Gabe Davis one is interesting. If you can see the spicy little logo next to his stat line, that means they're giving you an added boost. There's a lot of them this week, so look for them if you're on UnderDog Fantasy. Instead of this payout to be 5 to win 30, this is 5 to win $52.50. So added $22.50. I have Gabe Davis either getting a rushing touchdown, won't happen, but most likely a receiving touchdown. He's been an animal in the end zone this year, a couple touchdowns. He had 1 last week against Miami. I think he finds himself in the end zone. And then I'm going Tyreek Hill. He was basically a non-factor last week against the Bills. Didn't get in the end zone. This week, he redeems himself going up against a poor Giants team. I think he gets at least 1 touchdown. I think Tyreek Hill is a big day. So that is my UnderDog Fantasy Week 5 pick'em.
We're both feeding off that Giants defense this week.
Yeah. Maybe just pick Miami players this weekend and you might be okay. Yeah, so make sure hopefully you guys enjoyed the Week 5 UnderDog Fantasy pick'em. Jared, where can everyone follow us on social media?
You guys, we are on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Talking Sports PD. Follow us, for all the content that we post. And also, like Pete mentioned in the beginning, use promo code TSP for 100% match deposit on UnderDog Fantasy. So that is code TSP, and they'll match your deposit 100% for new accounts.
Yeah, everything will be in the description. All social medias, UnderDog Fantasy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this week 5 UnderDog Fantasy Pick'em. We'll see you guys next Thursday morning for week 6. Until then, thank you.